Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is part 2 of our 4.1 videos. I'm just writing this down. So we did A and B on the last video, so we're starting with C and D, and we'll continue with the activities. So for C, this is our function. The leading term is 7x to the 6th. Leading coefficient is 7. The degree is 6 because it's x to the 6th. And yes, this is in standard form. I'm going to erase all of that and do D. All right, let me change colors here. So D, f of x is 4, x to the 4th minus 2, x to the 7th plus 5, x cubed plus x. The leading term is going to be this one. That's the largest one. So negative 2, x to the 7th. Leading coefficient is negative 2, degree is 7, and this is not in standard form because it's not in order. It should be 7, 4, 3, 1, but it is not. Okay. All right, so end behavior. This is where I looked back at the those two slides I told you about. So let's see, for A is an even function with a negative leading coefficient, because our leading coefficient is negative 1. So if I go back, leading function, right, oh no, even function, negative, so this is what I have. F of x goes to negative infinity as both x goes to negative infinity and positive infinity. So when I go back to my here, so I know that f of x goes to negative infinity as x goes to both positive and negative infinity, and then it falls on the left and right sides. Okay, change colors. B is an odd function with a positive leading coefficient. You can see that 6 is positive, right? So if I go back and I look at odd function, positive coefficient, I'm going to get f of x, and I'm copying this right off of the slide that you just saw. Well, the one for odd functions. This did not come out of my brain. And it rises to the right, falls to the left. Okay, let me erase this and do C and D. Okay, so C is an even degree function with a positive coefficient. So we have an even degree function with a positive coefficient. If I go back and I look at the slide, I get this. So it rises on the right and left. It's okay. And then the last one we have here is D. So D, let's see, is an odd function because it's 7, odd degree function. And it has a negative coefficient. Leading coefficient, negative coefficient. So if I go back and I look at the odd degree function and negative coefficient, I find that the end behavior has to be this, and I just copied this right off of the end behavior. And that it falls to the right and rises to the left. Okie dokie artichoke. Let's go to the next one. what is the maximum possible number of turning points for each polynomial? Okay, so I know that polynomial A has a degree 2. I know that the max turning points is equal to the highest degree minus 1. So the max turning points A can have is 1. So we're going to keep doing that. You're welcome to pause the video and see if you can't figure out the max turning points for B, C, and D. But B has a degree of 3. So the max turning point is going to be 2. It can have a maximum of 2 turning points. Doesn't mean it does, but that would be the maximum. C has a degree of 6. So the max turning point's going to be 6 minus 1, which is 5. And then lastly, D has a degree of 7. So max turning points, 7 minus 1, which is 6. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So we're talking about local and global maxima and minima for these graphs. We're not going to have a global max or a global min because these go off the charts, right? Okay. So we have no global extrema. They go on forever. Okay. But we have 2 local extrema. We have a local max at -1, 7 and a local min at 1, -5. So this is a local min. This is a local max. Change colors. All right, over here, we are going up. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a global minimum. I think our global minimum is this one. Global min. It will never get less than that. So global min at -2, -6. And then we have a local min. We have a few. We have a local min. This is local min. This is a local min. So we have a local min at -6, -5. And we have a local min minima at 2, 0. And then we have a couple of local maximums. So we have a local max at -4, 7. So right here, local max. So there, and this one's also a local max, 0, 4. Okay. That's it. If you have any questions, please let me know.